You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Hi, I'm Joe Heath.
I'm Toni Heath.
And this is the Watch-A-Thon of Rassilon.
A podcast about Rassilons.
So many of them.
All of them.
All the Rassilons you can handle.
All the different types of Rassilons.
Blue, green, etc.
Orange?
Maybe next episode.
All right.
Today we're going to be talking about the first episode of the third season of Doctor Who, Smith and Jones, which aired on March 31st, 2007.
True facts!
First off, I wanted to say we were going to have a guest this episode, Nicole Mazza, but she was not feeling well, so we will see her hopefully when she comes back for the Lazarus experiment. I hope you get to feeling better if you're listening. She really wanted to talk about Martha Jones, because she likes Martha Jones.
Who doesn't?
Some people.
What's it feel like to be incorrect?
I don't know. I feel that way every day. Anything we need to talk about before we talk about the episode?
If you've been following along my ankle saga, I'm out of the
ankles.
I'm out of the boot. I no longer have a boot. People keep seeing me out of the boot and are like, that means you're done now. No, I'm not.
So I gotta strengthen it up.
Yeah, it's strong enough to be outside of the boot, but it's been in the boot, so it is healed up, but the muscles are all bullshit.
Is that gonna be a scar?
Oh yeah, that's gonna look like that for the rest of my life.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I touched your ankle the other day and I could feel the stuff in it. And,
I made Joe touch the screw, where the screw is inside my ankle, and he did not.
I did not care for it.
No, wait, that's the side with the plate. You touched the plate. He did not care for it.
No, it's like, you don't want to be able to feel something like that inside of your body. I don't know. Maybe you do.
Literally, we can stop talking about this because it's probably off-putting to some people. The surgery follow-up doctor was like, you're probably going to have to, like, touch it to desensitize yourself to the feeling of it being touched because it's going to feel wrong.
You got to immerse yourself.
Yeah.
Immersion therapy. Have you been doing it?
I was doing it the day that I made you do it.
And how did you feel about it?
It's just now starting to not feel wrong. But I also had a dentist appointment, and I got fillings, and it felt the exact same way. It was like, they were, like, adjusting the bite, and he was like, it's going to be tall. And I was like, huh! So my teeth are the wrong texture. So that's...
Did he make you do that bite into a piece of foil thing?
Yeah.
Or whatever it was.
Anyway,
bodies.
That's where...
Human bodies.
That's where my healing journey is at.
We're very proud of you.
Thanks.
You are captain?
I am team captain. I am home team captain of the
Little Debbie Downers.
Little Debbie Downers this season.
Chattanooga Roller Derby home team, which you have 3 of them. You're the captain of one of them. Co-captain or captain?
Co-captain.
Co-captain.
Me and Red, White, and Bruise Her.
Good name.
It is a great name.
So you ready to talk about Doctor Who?
Please?
Let's do it. Let's talk about Smith and Jones. I want to do a quick summary, and then we'll dive right in. Here's my summary, and here's my alternate title for Smith and Jones. No Time for Love. Do you get that?
No.
It's a reference to Indiana Jones. No Time for Love, Dr. Jones.
Oh, okay.
Short Round says it.
Cool.
Yep, Martha's Dr. Jones. So, and there's no time for love. Here's my summary. A platoon of Jadoon transport a hospital to the moon in order to locate a fugitive. Medical student Martha Jones teams up with her patient, the doctor, to figure out what's going on. They discover the fugitive sucking the blood out of people with a straw and thwart her plan to turn an MRI into a WMD.
You're an idiot.
After a disastrous birthday party for Martha's brother, she joins the doctor for a trip in the TARDIS. A very brief summary.
Yeah.
I think I hit all the things that needed to be hit there, though.
Yeah, it's not a huge plot episode, really.
No.
It's doing one major thing, and it's introducing a new companion. So the first big chunk of it is just the drama that's going on in Martha's family, which was very relatable.
Being the mediator?
Being the mediator, yes. I was like, not any of the drama specifically, but being the switchboard when something is going on.
Yeah, because like every single one of Martha's family members calls her to complain about her other family members. It's her brother's birthday, and they're planning a party, and it's a whole big mess. So yeah, you've been involved in things like that because you are the furthest away.
Yes, I'm the furthest away, which makes me, I think, the best to vent to because I wasn't there, right? So I just have to take anybody's perspective as fact until I get another phone call. But I really love this era of companions and setting up sort of their lives before you rip them out of it.
Yeah, what do you think of Martha's family? We see she's got her mom, her dad's new girlfriend, and her brother and sister, I think?
Yeah.
Yes.
I like the relationship between her and her sister.
Does it remind you of you and your siblings?
Yeah, I was going to say, sometimes siblings are not written well. There's always a little bit of antagonism.
Have you ever once called your siblings little sis or little bro
no,
or big
that's
sis or big
not
bro?
A thing that happens. That is, immediately understand that is something being written by A, an only child, or B, somebody who was given the directive to make sure it's clear that the relationship between these two people is clear, and they said, okay, fine. Yeah. Those are the only two ways that happens.
Because normally it would be just like, what's up, shithead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all old now.
One of your siblings literally had that as a handle, shithead.
Saint shithead.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, well, now we've just doxed them. Anyway.
That's why I didn't say the whole thing.
Anyway, my whole family has these aren't screen names, so it's fine. People call my mom Evil Eileen, and they call my dad Saint Steve. And then my sister started going by Saint Shithead. I'm pretty sure my other sister gave herself another nickname. So anyway, I've got that motif going for me.
So what are you?
The Divine Androgen.
Nice.
Anyway.
God of the Waffle House.
Raphael, Angel of the Waffle House.
Oh, okay. But you're the god, and then you have your own angel.
Am I?
Sure, why not? We're establishing lore right now, baby.
I'm too Catholic for that. I can't.
You can't be a god?
No.
Okay.
I will go to hell if I say that.
Someone asks if you're a god, you say yes. That's what I learned from the Ghostbusters. Okay, so
I got very lost in the sauce. I'm so sorry.
We were talking about Martha's family, and I want to say we've seen a lot of people in this episode from previous Doctor Who media. First off,
Martha's cousin?
Martha is played by Freema Agyeman, who played Adiola Oshodi, I might be mispronouncing that last name, in Army of Ghosts. Her mom was one of the cat people in New Earth. Her dad was a guard in Mind Warp, the 6th Doctor episode with the guy.
What? Oh, Syl,
yes. The bad guy, the fugitive in this episode, her name is Florence Finnegan in the episode. That's her alias. The woman who's sucking people up through a straw. She was a nurse in The Curse of Fenric, the 7th Doctor.
I did not realize this. I did not realize there were so many
Doctor Whobians.
Mm.
No? It didn't sound good.
No, it did not.
People from prior Doctor Who, 2 from Classic Who, 2 from New Who.
Wow.
Yeah, so they got that going on. Why straws?
Why straws?
Why is she sucking blood out of people with straws?
Funny.
Oh, okay.
Are you telling me you didn't have a moment where you were just like, she pulls out the straw and you're like, this is so good?
Is it a special straw, you think, or just a regular old straw? It's gotta be a special straw, right? There's no way you could use a plastic straw.
Why are you hung up on this?
You can't just jab that into somebody and pierce the skin.
You can if it's funny.
You can't use an MRI to blow up half the world.
Are you sure?
And the moon. I'm pretty positive that somebody, I feel like...
What if you did a science to it? You're forgetting the part where they did a science to it. It was an MRI, but then they did a science to it.
Right.
And now it's a bomb. That's what happens when you do a science to a thing.
Okay.
I really feel like you're not you're not fully in it. And I need you to get in it.
Okay, here's another problem I have. This is completely different. There's a bit at the beginning where, before Martha goes into the hospital, she bumps into the doctor in the street who does a little thing that pays off at the end to prove that time travel is real, correct?
Yes, I adore it.
Yeah, but like, how does that prove it? He could have still just been, it's easily fakeable what he did. Like, Martha didn't see him do that. He just like left the TARDIS and came back and was like, I did that thing, remember?
I mean, I think it's more of like that only makes sense with the context, right? So it's not like him doing it as proof. It's like, we now have context for a scene that didn't make any sense. It's suddenly making sense.
Yeah, but he could have still done it as if he wasn't a trustworthy person. He still could have just bumped into Martha, said something weird, and then in the back of his mind being like, I want to say later that I traveled through time.
That's stupid.
It is stupid, but it's plausible. It's more plausible than traveling through time.
Is it?
In real life, yes.
In a world where you've already been to the moon?
Good point.
Okay. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, also, when they put the hospital back.
Okay.
Does all of the, like, pipes connect back up? It did show a big pit and there was water gushing out that presumably...
Yes.
How does it hook back up?
With a science! They did it using a science.
I have this problem anytime they move a whole building somewhere.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying, this episode is factually inaccurate.
You understand we're discussing a children's show, right?
Oh, that's no excuse.
I need you to get in it. You're not in it. Get in it.
I'm getting in it, and I am so in it that I see all the flaws that none of you have noticed, that nobody out there has ever noticed except for me.
Get in it.
I'm in it, baby.
Quit asking questions.
Also, why do the Jadoon look like rhinos, huh?
Because it's cool.
Why does the doctor look like a human?
Also, I don't think time travel's real. I don't think you can time travel.
You actually can. That makes sense to me.
You can, but you can only go backwards.
I thought you can only go forwards.
You can only go backwards.
Okay. Speaking of, okay, all right, so we were talking about Martha's family. Let's talk about the doctor's family. He had a brother?
Sure.
He mentions that.
I don't know. I get so excited anytime any kind of lore drop about his family happens. Where I just always go, oh.
What do you think Brother Doctor was like?
I bet he was a jock. Just a real Time Lord jock.
I believe it might be a reference to, the Wilderness Years stuff. I think he had a brother named something Braxatiel. But, I don't think it was ever actually, a character, just a character mentioned sort of thing.
Ah.
But it could also be its own thing. Who knows? But he does say something about
sometimes
he had
you just
a brother.
Drop a little thread for someone to pick up in the future, and you say, here you go, that's for you.
And nothing will ever happen with it.
Sure, yeah.
Oh, speaking of mistakes, there was almost a real, honest-to-God mistake. I think they added a new scene and they filmed it real quick, and then when they were editing, the doctor locks a door with the sonic screwdriver, but this was after his sonic screwdriver was destroyed.
Oh.
So the last thing that was shot on this entire episode was somebody else's hand turning the deadbolt on a door. A close-up insert of that.
Just like a guy.
A guy, yeah.
Where they're like, oh, fuck, Kevin, go, I just need you, I just need to film your hand real quick.
Exactly.
It was literally the editor.
On his cell phone, just... Yeah, they had to film an insert real quick because they forgot that the screwdriver had been destroyed. They destroyed it to make a new one, right?
Yes.
So they'll be like, hey, more toys. So we've talked about Martha's family. We've talked about the doctor's family. What about Martha Jones herself? Huh?
I love Martha Jones. I love Martha Jones so much.
None of the annoying stuff that happens around her has
happened yet?
Has happened yet, yeah. And again, the stuff that's annoying about her is not her, but...
She's treated poorly.
Yeah, she's kind of treated poorly, yeah.
By the narrative, I feel like.
Because she is stuck in the role of being not Rose.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a new companion. She's not Rose.
But I think she's delightful from the get-go, though.
Yeah, I like her too.
There's something very fun about... There's a moment where, like, the hospital is on the moon and, like, people have just realized that that's what the thing is, and people are, like, panicking and screaming and crying, and I'm like, that is such a weird reaction. Like, I don't think any of these people would have that reaction for real. I think they would be like, oh,
Whoa.
shit, we're on the moon! Because I truly think that, like, it would be a minute before your brain goes, oh...
We're gonna die.
Yes. I think first you would be like, space, cool, neat. And then you would
Secondly,
be
you'd be like, if they put us back on Earth, how would all the pipes reconnect?
I think then you'd be like, oh, how do I get back? How much air do I have? But anyway.
Is it on a generator? How does the electricity work?
They do it with a science. Please shut up. I really like having Martha's sort of reaction to just be like, immediately kind of going into like doctor mode of like, okay, well, we need to figure this out. Like,
Right.
I need to keep people calm. I need to help. I need to figure out how much air do we have. She just goes into, all right, let's solve this. And also, it's very cool to be on the moon.
Again, comparing her to Rose, she's a lot more practical. I feel like Rose kind of goes by instinct and intuition, and Martha seems more like analytical and we're solving a problem sort of thing than kind of going by the seat of your pants that I feel like Rose probably did. I like her a lot, though. What do you think about the kiss?
I don't know. It's stupid.
That's the one part that makes complete sense to me. Because he had to leave his DNA.
And there's no other way to do that.
No, I don't think so. It has to be done with the lips. That's where the DNA resides. DNA is on the lips. I
just think the scene would have been better if he just licked her and left.
That seems like a very David Tennant thing to do.
Right?
He licks so many things. What a weird difference that would be. Like, you could have kissed her on the hand?
No, I mean, the thing is, like, it's just a reason to have a kiss, which is why I don't
care for it.
Yeah.
No. And it also sort of sets up the things that happen with Martha that
aren't great.
Yeah. The unrequited love thing, which I don't feel like needs to be there.
I'm saying this as somebody who really loves pining.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't like pining. It sucks. Wait, do you mean as a concept or, like, legitimately?
Oh, I mean as a concept.
Okay.
Doing it is the worst.
Yeah. Ugh, it sucks. Okay, the only thing else that... I have two more things on my notes. One is the Jadoon. What did you think of the Jadoon? They look like rhinos.
The Jadoon is one of the coolest designs.
To ever be mean to David Tennant.
Yeah, do you want to talk about that?
It is very hard to pronounce those words that they say, the moon and Jadoon and platoon. It's hard to pronounce that double O in a British accent when you're Scottish.
So this part of this episode is written just to fuck with David Tennant.
And it's glorious. It's fantastic. I
love the design of the Jadoon. For some reason, I also really love the design of their big Sharpie. There's something very satisfying about it. About making the big X. It's just like, yeah, that's official. You can't get more official than that big ass Sharpie.
This episode was going to pains to introduce a new sonic screwdriver. You don't care. You're like, give me that big Sharpie, baby.
If I could buy the Jadoon Sharpie in a store, I would in a heartbeat. Do you need to pull up an image?
Jadoon Sharpie.
I don't.
They probably marker.
Yeah.
I wonder if they actually do sell it. That would be nuts. Oh my god!
Oh!
It's the scanner.
I need it.
They do fucking sell it.
Why not put it in the cart?
It's a pen with a UV light.
Oh, but it's a pen? It's not like a big...
It does secret messages. UV light and pen. Not what you want but that's it, right? That's the thing they use?
Yeah. But it's a big marker.
Yeah,
it's not a UV secret message pen. It's a big marker. Being a big marker is part of what makes it so satisfying. I still do kind of want it. Okay, wait. We can't... This is...
What?
You gotta say scanner.
Yeah, scanner.
We're just shopping now on our podcast. This isn't... I also don't think you could...
Yeah, you're right. We should do this on Twitch.
Yeah. We're giving away premium content right now. This is Patreon exclusive shit.
I'll give you 3 guesses as to who voiced the Jadoon.
Man, I don't know. The Doctor Who voice guy.
Yeah, what's his name?
I don't know.
Nicholas Briggs.
Nicholas Briggs.
You've met the man.
I have.
He does the voices of everything. I didn't recognize. I can generally hear his voice a little bit. I could not hear it because he's doing that like bro, you know, bro, fro, Joe, yo, Toni. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Tell me your thoughts and feelings and opinions and spicy takes on the villain.
Do you mean the woman who sucks blood?
Yes.
I think she's fun.
Cool.
She's a little old lady who's evil. What's not to love?
That's the best thing. That's the best there is.
I think the straw thing is a little bit weird, but doesn't make logical sense.
It's a science straw. It does it with a science.
She has henchmen, Daft Punk.
I do like the joke about the henchmen.
Which is?
They're leather all the way through.
Oh, yeah, that is weird.
And the doctor says, someone has a hell of a kink.
Did he say kink or fetish?
He says fetish. Yes, you're correct.
I don't think kink was, as predominantly used back then.
Okay.
It's probably fetish.
Tell me more about kink history.
No. I don't know. I feel like I didn't hear kink, the word kink, until like...
Right, but is that your experience? Your experience isn't universal.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I feel like they wouldn't have used the word kink because it wasn't as predominant as the word fetish was at that point in time.
But I'm saying, is that true?
Yeah, I'm saying it's true.
Or have you personally just not heard it before that? I just feel like you're making...
I feel like...
a broad sweeping statement that
yes.
you don't have...
If he had said kink in the episode, I'd been like, what is he talking about? But he said fetish and I knew what he was talking about.
All
and
right.
I feel like I hadn't heard kink a lot. I've heard kink so many times since.
I just am going to need to see the research. I'm going to need to see the data.
You know that like Google searches over time sort of thing? I bet.
Yeah. Can you submit that to me? Can you...
Yeah, I will provide you with this at a later date of my choosing.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
So I have one last thing in my notes. Saxon update.
Ooh, yeah, this was a big one.
We had two in this episode. Number one was the news report where it's like, yeah, Saxon was right about them aliens, says some news people. And then second was when they're in the alleyway after the disastrous birthday party, there are Vote Saxon posters up everywhere. I believe there was also a Saxon mention in Runaway Bride that we didn't mention, but I don't fully remember what Saxon... I know who he is.
Okay.
But how does that anagram to master? Is it some other language or something?
I don't remember.
It's gotta, right?
It's got an anagram to something for sure. You don't just name the master something all William Nilliam.
They did William Nilliam Torchwood. Like, that's an anagram for Doctor Who. But it's just called Torchwood for no real reason.
No, it's because it's an anagram for Doctor Who.
But he's not Doctor Who, he's the Doctor.
That's not William Nilliam.
Is it William?
You're just being silly now.
I am. Like this episode with its, MRIs and blood straws. I need to talk to RTD about his MRI WMD.
Doctor Who is nothing if not a hard sci-fi show.
RTD's MRI WMD. That's that's a lot of initials.
Can you?
Sorry. I got nothing else. Do you have anything else you want to talk about? You want to talk about the doctor jumping around on one foot and redirecting radiation to a shoe?
It's cute. It's kind of shit I looked at many GIFs of on Tumblr at the time this would have been airing. I've shared so many GIF sets of this episode.
The doctor name drops Benjamin Franklin.
That's an adorable scene.
He was the one who flew the key, apparently. He got shocked for it. Electrocuted. But yeah, I think that's it. You got anything else to say?
Just that I think it's time for a break.
What?
Yeah.
But we've been together for 10 years.
An ad break.
Oh, okay.
Let's get spooky. If you crave all things horror, it's time to check out Earth Station Boo. Join the haunted host as we dive into the dark corners of the world of horror. From iconic monsters, chilling movies, books, and shows, to spine-tingling nuance and the haunting history behind it all, we leave no gravestone unturned. So come, horrorholics, and join us wherever you listen to podcasts, because we know you're just dying to listen.
And we're back. Toni, you know what time it is?
Yeah, I do.
What time is it?
I'm sorry, what was that?
I was about to mouth you saying 7:09 p.m., which, by the way, that was an ad-lib. When the doctor mouths along with "it's bigger on the inside."
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, that was David Tennant's idea.
Who is it that says it's smaller on the outside?
I don't know. That sounds like a very Moffat-y thing, though.
Someone says it, and I enjoyed
Was it Bill, maybe? Might have been Bill.
And there's also, Mickey doesn't say it, much to the doctor's annoyance. He's like, it's my favorite part. my favorite part when they say that. And you didn't say it.
It's interesting how those scenes never get old.
No, they're very fun.
Every time.
I think it also, is practical to reestablish that these two different spaces are connected.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you'll forget. You know what I mean? You have to, constantly be like, this is the outside of this set. Just reminding you.
And we haven't had 60 years of training for it. But yeah, what time is it?
Oh, shit! I guess it's time for final thoughts.
I like this episode. It's really slight, though. Doesn't feel like there's a whole lot to it. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but we watched it and I was like, oh, it's already over? I feel like it just started. But it does a good job introducing Martha. I like her a lot. I like their dynamic a lot. And I like the design of the Jadoon. I think it's just a fun little romp. Nothing too heavy. I mean, it's got to introduce you to a new character, and it does that. And it does a good enough job at that. So, yeah, not bad.
Yeah, it is fun, and it's good at its goal. Light, fluffy episode.
That's it. This is a short one, you guys.
This is a short one, boys.
So, before we go, is there anything we need to plug?
Yes.
What's that?
I just thought if I said yes, maybe something would come to me.
We will be guesting again on Time to Rewind. We haven't recorded it yet, but it'll probably be coming out soon. We're going to be talking about the first 9-ish minutes of Eve of the Daleks, the time loop episode of the 13th Doctor. We're only talking about the first 9-ish minutes. Not the whole episode, because he breaks them up by each loop of a time loop. And
which is such an aggressively you idea.
It is.
That
I really enjoy it.
I was surprised that someone else made it.
So keep an eye out for that. I'm not sure when it'll be out, but we haven't even recorded it yet, but we'll be recording it soon. I just want to give that a shout out. We already did do an episode, a guest spot on it, talking about the third Doctor serial, Carnival of Monsters, which has its own little mini time loop. But we just talked about the whole serial on that one. But yeah, that's all I got. You got anything else?
Nope.
Well, if you like this episode of the podcast, check out more on Watch-A-Rassilon.com. You can also find our podcast, our Patreon, and more at Linktree/Watch-A-Thon. And I want to give a special shout out to Vince and EL for providing us with our amazing theme song.
Thank you, Vince.
Check out more of their music at vinceandel.bandcamp.com. And tune in next time when we talk about the Shakespeare Code. Ooh. I think it's about Mark Twain.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping for the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.